Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. If you are new here, please do me a favor. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Click that little bell so that you know whenever I post a video. So guys, really quickly, this is not going to be a long live stream. I don't have time, unfortunately, to do a super duper long one because I have to run into another engagement. But I do want to first of all say that thank you so much for all of you who have been here to support me since starting this channel. Going in, I had no idea that I would gain, like, even though it might not seem like much to some of the big creators, but I had no idea I gained like 400 followers since, September of 2022. I just had no idea. So thank you so much for supporting me along the way. But with that being said, I never, ever knew how expensive and time consuming it is to run a channel. I mean, you have programs, you have stock footage, you have research. So if you would like to donate to my channel, you are totally welcome to donate to the PayPal that you see listed here on the screen. But of course, there's no pressure. Now, guys, we want to start this with a quote. I know that we're talking about Meghan Markle not showing up to the Gracie Awards. But first, I need to talk to you about Rupert Murdoch. So, Malcolm Turnbull, I hope that's the way you pronounce his name, who was a former prime minister in Australia, quoted saying, "There is no individual alive who has done more divide to America than Rupert Murdoch." I just put a little note in here that I would add the UK and Australia to that list, because a lot of these things that we're seeing, especially concerning the Sussexes, the persecution that they received, the smear campaigns, and all the trolls, the fact that these paparazzi don't even value a human life, don't even care if they roll over or mow over pedestrians to get this one shot of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Even one of them having said, someone asked them, "Why are you guys going to so much extremes to get pictures of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?" And they said, and quote, "because it might be the last shot we ever get of them." To speak about this amount of lack of scruples, lack of humanity, lack of consideration of a human life. Yes, this is a celebrity and a public figure, but lack of consideration of a human life, we have to point our finger back at Rupert Murdoch. He is not the only, person who has monopolized on the hate and fear and anger of people and just spun it around and gave them and shot them a bunch of propaganda that got them all pumped up. But he is at the center of it. And my goodness, he is coming under, so much reckoning. He's coming under so much reckoning now. People are finally waking up to, oh my God, I was duped. I was duped into being so angry and possessive and aggressive and violent. These people really do not care about the Sussexes, namely Meghan Markle. Now, to even sort of drive this home a little bit more of just how the far right, because I think that I don't know much about King Charles as a person. I don't. But I do know that he just reads, some of his vibes read along these lines of complicity, of what we've watched, where people are just not emotionally intelligent, and he's playing a very dangerous game, because he's playing this game to appease the tabloids. Like, the tabloids run the UK. It's not, Rishi Sunak. It's not King Charles, it's the tabloids. And so we're not going to read this article, but there was this article on Yahoo before we get into the Gracies. It says that Prince Harry's latest legal loss feels especially disappointing given his recent car chase. And it says, given Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle's near catastrophic car chase last week, we can imagine that security has been at the front of their minds as of late. How to improve it, how to spend on it, where to hire, etc. But most recently, Harry received another major defeat, and these conversations will likely only continue. On May 23rd, following a hearing last week, a high court judge in London ruled that the royal would not be given the option to hire his own police protection when he is in the UK. Yet another sign of King Charles showing that he just really doesn't care. Then we add in GB News. So this, I just want to create the energy around this, like we're going to look at what the Gracies were and what they weren't. We're going to look at, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry not attending the Gracies, what that was and what it wasn't. But first, I just want to create this sort of atmosphere of how toxic it is. So this is from YouTube, and this was, I think, the day of. So forgive me if things have sort of moved a little bit. But it says, Meghan Markle snubs Gracie Awards for not being center of attention. Yet another example of these far-right media outlets taking this and making people hate. It's just like Meghan said, you're making people want to unalive me. And that's what they do. And on top of that, the fact that we can see that an entire nation is being ran by a bunch of toxic tabloids is something is that not many people want to stick up for the Sussexes. I think that's why we squaddies are so committed to them, is because we can see it. We can see how polarizing the media is, how, big and bad and scary cancel culture is, that people are afraid to stick their necks out there for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And instead what they do is beat them down because that's what everybody else is doing. These were pretty much the only things, at least several days ago, following the Gracie Awards, immediately after all of that happened, when I was looking up to see, hey, who's speaking up for the Sussexes? I see Loose Women star Judy Love and Gayle King. That's it. That's it, folks. Gayle King, Judy Love, and us. Okay, so this one, bear with me. So I went and I looked on Reddit to see what people were talking about Meghan not attending the Gracies. Of course, that was probably a mistake. But, at the same time, you can't live in a wind tunnel. You need, even if it's going to hurt you. I knew it was going to hurt me, but I still needed to look at it. So let's take a look at this together. I want you guys to look at this with me. Can you see that? Archetypes, not archetypes. Let me go back to that. And this is my first time showing a video on here, so I'm sorry if I'm clunky. I'll get it together, guys, I promise. So here, at least this award ceremony gives another opportunity for the wider media to point out that Meghan Markle apparently doesn't know the difference between archetypes and stereotypes. Oh, please, South Park out there doing the Lord's work, please. Not only will she turn up, she'll be turned out. I hope she wears something that looks like tinfoil tonight to counterbalance the gold monstrosity. Haters. If I never heard haters in my life, that right there really sounds like the words of someone who really, really hates themselves and hates that they cannot be like Meghan Markle. Someone says, reminds me of someone who just learned what the word archetype means. Okay, people pulling Doria into this, people calling her a sociopath, people saying that she staged the car chase. There's only a few seconds more of this. I really don't have to go much more into this, but these are some hateful, gross people. And they don't even understand that they are pawns of the far right media, that it's not Meghan's fault that they are all pumped up and angry. It's the far right media that's made them so crazy. But in other news, Kaboom, which I need to issue a little bit of an apology. I totally spaced and had a huge blonde moment. I thought Kaboom was this other website that I know of, and it's not. But they tried to seek to solve playground disparity in like Texas, and I was talking about it like it was like a website that does these educational games, which that website exists, but I was talking about the wrong thing. But in other ways, Kaboom, the CEO, actually reached out through Twitter and congratulated Meghan Markle on her, receiving the award from the Gracies, and I thought that was awesome. So This is the day of. Now I'm going to take you to the day of the actual Gracie Awards. This is me. I'm on Instagram looking. I'm looking on Gracie Awards website on their Instagram. I'm like, where is Meghan? Where is Meghan? Where is Meghan? Because I told you guys at this point, you know, Meghan and Harry, they've become almost sort of the emotionally, I feel towards them like I would feel towards a big sister or a big brother. I've said that on here before. Hi, Hazel. Oh my God, thank you. That makes me so happy. Makes me know that I'm doing something right. But I'm glad you're here. So I was like I was like, where is Meghan? Because I really do. I'm like, I'm worried about them. I'm worried about her because so clearly the other senior royals back in the UK are so not worried about them. And so I'm like, are they okay? Did they make it back to Montecito safely from New York? Like, did any of you other guys think that? Were you guys like, dude, are they okay? So that was my only concern. So I was looking at the stories on the Gracie's page, trying to figure out. So this is what I saw. Okay. And then I also have to say this, you know, and the way that you're going to see me click through this, like I didn't even turn the music on, you like not the music, but the audio onto the story. So you can tell I literally was like, the way I'm clicking through this is like rapid fire. I'm like, where's Meghan? Where's Meghan? Where's Meghan? And I also saw, you guys know that I'm a Real Housewives fan too. I saw, who was it? Heather Dubrow. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. I like Heather Dubrow on some level. On another level, I think she is a problematic snob. But of course she was there. You saw, I'm not sure if that's, what's her face? The one whose house got broken into that one time and her husband works with Boy George. I can't think of her name. Anyway, as you can clearly see, Meghan wasn't there. But look at that. Just look at this. It's beautiful. It's honoring women, you know, and it's also, I see men in there. I see men's faces in there. So it's not just women, but it's the people who love them. If you just think about how do I want to say this? Sort of the motivations behind this. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's honoring the women in media. And that right there is Meghan's niche. And people want to take that away from her. Because don't get it wrong. That car chase was not just random, that it also happened right before Meghan is being honored for this. They want to take away everything that she has accomplished. Yes, Hazel, I'm with you. I'm with you. I've been praying so hard. I've been a little prayer warrior for the Sussexes. I'm really, really hoping they're okay. You know, the thing is that you cannot keep a good woman down. So I have all faith, but I just don't like that we have to be worrying like this, guys. It's just not fair. But anyway, so that was the live stream. Of course, I didn't see her on there. So let me just give you where my headspace was on the day. Sorry, that's a little alarm. I told you guys I'm going to have to go soon. So I just want to let you know where my headspace was on the day. So there is an article from the news. It says Meghan Markle is shaken up from car chase. Meghan and Harry were chased. Ooh, it's a typo. Chased by paparazzi photographers in New York. This is by WebDesk on May 24, 2023. You know it's crazy when you see all these typos because even the media companies are trying to keep up with the dirt, you know? So it says, and mind you, again, this is where I'm in the frantic state trying to figure out, dude, is Meghan okay? This is on the day of the Gracie Awards. I live in France, so we're a little bit ahead. And I was just thinking, hey, like the Gracie Awards were last night. Like something should be known at this point about her well-being, if she's okay. So it says Representatives Markle have avoided confirming whether she would attend the Gracie Awards on Tuesday night, where she would be honored for her work. A representative for the Duchess of Sussex did not respond to requests for confirmation on her possible appearance. Okay. So then somebody said, oh, I think they'll go. So one person who is one of these experts said, oh, I think they'll go because they're on a roll. Harry and Meghan are on a roll, and they'll go just to keep the PR momentum going, if anything. So that right there already rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, okay, this is Carnival of experts trying to mask and masquerade themselves as someone who actually cares about the Sussexes. You know it is when they're like, oh, they'll go there for the PR just if anything. That's like in a nice way trying to say, oh, well, their attention, their attention W's. So of course they'll go. And then the next person after that says, according to Fox Digital, Kinsey Schofield, host of To Die For podcast, the Duchess of Sussex won't show due to being shaken up from her alleged car chase. Okay, so moving on from that. Then I found this article from The Kit. And this is just to let you know that this stuff all kind of, it's like weaved together. Her not coming to the Gracie Awards, the car chase, and then all of this stupid divorce rumor stuff out there. Who else is like really, really hating this divorce rumor stuff? Because that's really what people try to do when, especially narcissism. That's what narcissism tries to do when it hates seeing you succeed. It tries to pull you down. So I saw this article from The Kit, and it's from Sarah Lang, published on May 23rd, 2023, entitled Harry's Escape Suite and the Divorce Rumors That Won't Die. It says, these two have been pegged to split since the start, but the latest stories add fuel to this persistent flame. Are Meghan and Harry on the rocks, headed for divorce court? It says, that's certainly the subtext of an exclusive, read almost certainly cobbled together from Quarter Truth article that appeared in The Sun over the weekend. According to sources, Prince Harry has not one but two escape suites where he goes to get away from his marital home. Now, how would they know that? We know that Harry and Meghan haven't been talking to anyone. We know they're not talking to anyone. So how would they know that? And beyond that, how do you know what's going on in someone else's marriage? So, I mean, you can come and you can pause and you can read through this article if you'd like to, but it just establishes, again, this stuff is all connected. Something is up. So something in here also mentions, again, pause it if you need to, because when I read this stuff, I was kind of just like, what as well. Also look where it mentions Samantha Markle. So I'm just going to read the last paragraph of this first screenshot and the first one at the top. So it says, this is the latest of many stories we've heard about the supposed decline of Meghan and Harry's relationship. In just the past few weeks, several narratives purported to reveal cracks in their marriage. Meghan swerving a kiss from Harry when they were put on the kiss cam at the NBA game, which she looks pretty cute there. I mean, my husband does stuff like that all the time where I just shove his face away, but it doesn't mean I don't love the guy. Jesus Christ, these people are just... Okay, the fact that Meghan was spotted hiking without Harry a few weeks ago. Oh, of course, because a woman can't be seen without her husband. Okay, so it goes on. Meghan's half-sister Samantha Markle has weighed in, telling Quelle Coincidence... I'm sorry, if you speak French, you'll know that's funny. Okay, telling Quelle Coincidence, GB News, that she'd seen signs that Meghan and Harry were at loggerheads. Sorry, I don't know that one. And that they were headed for divorce. Her evidence, Meghan's lack of touchy-feely behavior at the basketball game. So which is it, guys? Is it that they're too touchy-feely or that they're not touchy-feely enough? Hey, Paulette. So Paulette says the media and tabloids and the press so disgusting and racist. Yes, girl. Why the people so jealous and want to spin what happened to Harry and Meghan? Thank you. Yes, girl, I'm with you. I just don't understand it. And it's making my heart ache. It really is. So I don't feel like reading through all of that. So this was another one that I thought was really, really interesting, guys. So this was what was on Fox News, which, okay, you guys saw that quote that I put about Rupert Murdoch at the beginning, right? So Rupert Murdoch is like the granddaddy puppet master at the top of this. He's involved in all of this because a lot of this toxic energy around media platforms, around the paparazzi, all of it, and even the fact that other people don't want to speak up for Harry and Meghan, including politicians, including celebrities, is because of the far right extremist tabloid media that's just been going crazy, just imploding for the past decade. And Rupert Murdoch is at the top of that. We know that Rupert Murdoch just had to pay almost $1 billion and probably might have to pay $1 billion more with all of his craziness wrapped up in Fox News. Fox News has been horrid for the past decade. It was horrid before that, but it's been horrid on another level since, okay? The only thing is, recently it seems like Fox News and CNN also have been trying to maybe rebrand themselves or change their image. I don't know. I mean, I think since Tucker Carlson has left, they're just trying to, I don't know, chip and kind of patch some stuff through, but whatever. Again, this is the day of the Gracie. Well, after the Gracies. Again, I live in France, so it was like I woke up and I was like, okay, the Gracies were last night. I can finally know if Meghan Markle either was there or she made it back to Montecito and she was okay. That was like my only concern, right? So this is of the day right after the Gracies. I saw this article on Fox News. So it is titled, Meghan Markle honored at Gracie Awards, expert predicts show of emotion, maybe even tears. Okay, and this is from Lauren Overholtz. And it starts by saying Meghan Markle's potential appearance at the 2023 Gracie Awards Tuesday night could keep the public relations momentum from the alleged car chase going, a royal expert told Fox News Digital. Okay, so first of all, I'm already feeling sus because of the expert thing. And now every time I hear expert, I'm just like, expert of what? Expert of who? Who's expert? I don't know. I don't trust it. Okay, so we continue. It's unclear if Markle, It's unclear if Markle, who was named a digital media national winner for the 49th annual awards, will make an appearance at the awards ceremony in Los Angeles. The Gracie Awards comes days after the Duchess of Sussex and her husband, Prince Harry, claimed they were followed by paparazzi in a relentless pursuit. It goes on to say the royal couple had been trying to leave the Woman of Visions Awards May 16th, where Markle was honored for her charitable work by the MS Miss Foundation. Okay, so guys, first of all, what I need to say is I was traumatized myself from that car chase. Like, let me know if you're there with me. But even just experiencing it secondhand through articles, through videos on YouTube, on Twitter, I was traumatized. So I didn't think that Meghan was going to go to the Gracie Awards, to be honest, from the beginning. But on the day after, like I said, I woke up and I just was like, I need to figure out what's going on. Tell me if I'm wrong. Does this article not read of the sort of just like arrogance, lack of humility, sort of, we're just doing this because we know that Harry and Meghan drive a lot of clicks, but we don't really know what's going on. That's what I'm getting from this article, is that they had no idea. No one really did, except for Harry and Meghan and their team. But these media sources, they see that Harry and Meghan are cash cows. And so they just will be talking about nothing, absolutely nothing, just reiterating stuff that's already come out, and you get nothing in it. So you can imagine me the day after the Gracies. I'm just like, will you just get to the point and tell me if she was there or not? So it goes on to say, Christopher Anderson, author of The King, so this is the second time I'm seeing this guy's name, predicted Markle will attend, telling Fox News Digital that Harry and Meghan are on a roll. So that was the same one that we had just read from the one before. Okay, so it says, have you seen the spike in sales of Harry's memoir since the curious near catastrophic New York car chase fiasco? So right there, and Fox News is just sort of like an American version of, the Daily Fail or some of those other kind of polarizing media over in the UK. It's like two shades of the same color, they're just in two different countries. So it doesn't really surprise me. But, you see it here. I'm not crazy, right? You see it. Like this expert. It's always the experts who don't seem to have any kind of emotional intelligence, because it just, even picking it apart, curious, non-near catastrophic New York car chase fiasco. Let me repeat that one more time. Curious, non-near catastrophic New York car chase fiasco. So instead of saying, wow, they faced a lot, it's very worrisome. I could see how that could be absolutely terrifying for anyone to be at a high-speed car chase with paparazzi, even if they're celebrities. But no, instead we see the word curious because it doubts them. Okay, it doubts them. So it doesn't really say much at the end there, okay, but it goes on to say, however, Kenzie Schofield, host of the To Die For, okay, so this is the same thing. This is the same thing where the host of the To Die For podcast says, oh, she was shaken up, and so she thinks that she's not going to go. I'm basically wrapping that. Like, we don't even have to read the next little piece because Schofield essentially said she felt like Meghan was shaken up and that she probably wasn't going to go, right? Okay, so down here at the bottom, it says a representative for the couple criticized people downplaying the alleged car chase. So it's saying like criticize people like this Fox News article, which is downplaying the quote unquote alleged car chase. Just stop using the word alleged. It was a car chase. So it says, in quotes, respectfully, considering the Duke's family history, one would have to think nothing of the couple or anybody associated with them to believe this was any sort of PR stunt. Quite frankly, I think that's abhorrent, the representative told the New York Times Friday. It goes on to say the Gracie Awards are happening the same day a UK court denied Prince Harry's offer to personally pay for security in his home country. You know, and we know that that was also another pawn move. So, I think it just basically goes on to tell you how there was, I mean, it says Justice Martin Chamberlain said that there was nothing incoherent or illogical in the government's reasoning to deny the Duke of Sussexes' request to hire police bodyguards at his own expense. Of course, you know, on paper, yeah, nothing sounds like that, but people really just don't have the ability to feel anymore. It's very, very concerning. So something right here, here at the bottom, actually. So it says Markle was announced as a Gracie Award winner in March. Before we continue on, I want to talk about that too. The thing is when I went on the Gracie website, which we're going to look at a couple screenshots from the website in a second, I actually downloaded the PDF of all of the Gracie Award recipients. And it seemed pretty cut and dry to me. You know, as someone who works in advertising, if the same thing was happening for advertising, if it was like, this is a banquet in honor of women in advertising being awarded. I mean, it was like a 5-page, 6-page, 10 page PDF of literally just like 3 columns of a bunch of people being awarded. It wasn't just Meghan. It was tons of really admirable, inspirational, creative women in media being awarded. And they just had to crap all over that. They just had to crap all over that. So it says, thank you to the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation for this prestigious honor. Markle said in a statement at the time, this is a shared success for me and the team behind Archetypes, most of whom are women, and the inspiring guests who join me each week. Now, I haven't listened to all of the Archetype podcasts yet, but I absolutely will. I mean, I know I was late to the game, but I absolutely will. And what I've heard so far is phenomenal, guys. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's the thing that women have been talking about for ages. All of these tropes that we get caught into, you know, that we have to be more silent and we have to be more dignified, that we're the ones that need to stay at home with kids, that we can't have careers, you know, and she's putting an end on that, you know, she's putting a head to that. And we as women should be coming together to say, yes, let's speak up for each other. Let's support each other. I have not seen more divide between women since ever. Literally, I've told you guys before, as a millennial, I mean, I'm 31, around that 2015 mark, things just got crazy. It was like we got to a great place and then we went to a terrible place. Now, after all of that, now that that's done, let's look at what the Gracie Awards actually was. You know, let's talk less about all of the inflated crap from the Fox Newses and the Daily Fails. Let's look at what this actually was. So this was from a website called Look to the Stars. And this is an article entitled Alliance for Women in Media Foundation announced winners of 48th Annual Gracie Awards. And this was April 4th, 2023. So this is a little bit dated. This is coming from the time where this was being more announced. And I'll be honest with you, this does look like a PR piece. But I mean, that's what PR does. It puts a release of information out into the world. And that's generally how these types of things work. So you can imagine that this Look to the Stars blog or whatever it is, they in some way probably collaborated with the Gracies. So it says, today the Alliance for Women in Media Foundation, AWMF, is proud to announce the winners of the 48th Annual Gracie Awards. The Gracies recognize outstanding programming and individual achievement created by women for women and about women in all facets of media, in news, and entertainment. Pause there. So again, what did we say? When people see someone achieving who they deem as, no, you don't deserve to achieve, they try to put them down. They try to peg them down. We see the same thing happening in the country that I was born in the United States of America right now. Black and brown people, LGBTQ people, veterans, disabled people, all types of people in the past, aside from white men, are starting to come into power, come into their grace, come into their prime. And people who are of that majority, quote unquote majority, who look at that, these people who are butthurt, who are coming from really problematic, individualistic ideologies, people who aren't miserable in themselves, who aren't really achieved in their own life. And let me get this straight. My grandma was essentially a stay-at-home mom. You know, she was the first Black loan officer in Birmingham, Alabama, but she essentially gave up her career to take care of her 5 kids. And we called her Medea. She was, like a pastor's wife in the church. So everybody in the church in the small village in Alabama that I grew up in knew her. And she committed her life to raising her kids and to service. And that was okay for her. But we have come past that. You can be a mom and a career woman, and you can be a boss woman. But that's not to say that my grandmother wasn't an accomplished woman. Yes, she was awesome. She didn't have a fancy Wall Street career or anything like that, but she is my hero. She is my phone screensaver, you know? She is my hashtag daily inspiration. And she didn't have, so if you're miserable in your life and you're taking it out on people like Meghan Markle or Prince Harry because you feel unsatisfied, that is on you. Okay, rant over. So it says winners will be honored at a gala event on May 23rd at Beverly Wilshire, a Four Seasons hotel in LA. The local and student award winners will be recognized at the Gracie Awards luncheon on June 20th in Cipriani and New York City. This year's theme, storytelling, which I loved, highlights and celebrates the narratives shared by the winners, which not only inform, inspire, and captivate audiences, but also enrich our collective comprehension at the world. Winners include Christina Applegate, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Ava DuVernay, Faith Hill, Amanda Seyfried, Danielle Monroe. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing some of these names wrong. Shelley Wade, Abbott Elementary, Today, The Drew Barrymore Show, 48 Hours, along with frontline journalists and some of the most talented women in television, radio, audio, and digital media. Now, guys, listen to that. How amazing does that sound? This award was not all about Meghan Markle. She never intended to make it all about her. Like, this award was about some amazing women. You guys pause this if you want to read the rest of the article, but I think I'm going to move on. But I just want to highlight here that this really was about honoring women. And that's where we should come from, no matter what race we are. No matter what country we're from, if we're British, if we're American, if we're from, Venezuela, if we're from Africa, if we're from Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, if we're from Senegal, it doesn't matter. Women, we're supposed to be upholding each other, not tearing each other down. This is what this was about. And the Derangers made it about something else. It made it about a witch hunt. So when I went on the actual site for the Gracies, so this is what it looks like, and it looks pretty standard to you, right? And listening to that press release that you just heard before, that all sounds pretty legitimate. Yeah. You would think that this is a board of trustees who could do a basically decent job at picking out people who are dignified, who are worthy enough to be honored at this awards, right? But looking at that Reddit video, those Reddit threads that we looked at earlier, you would think that they are extremely inept, that their board of trustees is absolutely idiotic, right? No, not right. Anyway, so this is more of the website. So again, very standard. Honorees in the national TV, national radio, non-commercial syndicated radio, and national digital media are recognized at the Gracie's Gala. The Gracie Award Gala honors outstanding individual achievement and programming by, for, and about women at the national level. I mean, it would have been so beautiful if Harry and Meghan could have been there. I think, this is like the one good thing that came out of that rancid car chase is the fact that Prince Harry's book sales spiked. I would say that is probably the only thing that I could take out of this. A lot of it, as you can see, again, pause if you want to look at it, but it's just reiterating the same stuff. Now, this is an important thing, and I need you guys to tell me how you're feeling about this. Speak up in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. Put it in the comments if you're watching afterwards. Now, this is where my serious tone comes in. I have seen a lot of people raising money for things like Samantha Markle's lawsuit, like Nate the lawyer's lawsuit, in terms of, this whole issue with the Sussexes versus the Windsors. Outside of that, I've seen $2 million. Oh, no. I've seen Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I've seen $2 million raised for Daniel Penny, the guy who killed Jordan Neely, unalived Jordan Neely, on a busy train in New York City because he was hungry and he was asking for food and water. $2 million was raised for that guy. And what I think 175,000 was raised for Jordan Neely's family. People are speaking up. Hi, Lit for Sussex. Thank you. We got to keep it going, guys. We can't be silenced. So people are raising money for causes, but they're not the right causes. And people are raising awareness for things that really just have no basis in morality and human compassion, and really elevating this to be a world that we would like our children and our grandchildren to live in. So that brings me to, should we create a petition? Tell me what you think. Okay? Put it in the chat. If you're watching this after, put it in the comments. Should we create a petition that appeals to either the UK governments or the US governments to address these issues at hand? And I would be absolutely happy to create that petition on change.org or whatever it is. You know, if it's another platform, if we deem another platform better, you can also email me at itstherealnajwa@gmail.com. We can chat about it. But should we create a petition? Because I just keep seeing these people that I've formed a bond with so much that I look at them as almost, you know, as close to me as my own family, that I want them to be as safe as much as I would my own family. And looking at the way that the UK and the US keep turning a blind eye, the US on a much lesser rate, and the extent at which the media will invade their privacy to get these shots, to get that article, whatever it is, it's putting this family, let me show you, this family in danger. This family is in danger, you know, and people have to do something about it. So I'm no longer putting my faith in the UK's government to do that. I'm not putting my faith in the US government to do that. But we as people, we can be change agents. We can forge good change. Now, if I'm speaking off the top of my head, what I see as the two sort of immediate things that need to be addressed are the paparazzi and privacy laws. And the other thing would be, well, maybe three things. So I guess the first thing would be paparazzi privacy laws. The second thing would be this whole issue of security. They need to have proper security, whether that means like in the US, measures are taken even just on, you know, like raising awareness and, you know, putting out information about respectable distance, that people should keep respectable distance, that paparazzi shouldn't have high-speed chases with them, you know, whatever that is, or to the bigger levels of policy. And what does that look like? Is it policy in the US and the UK? And then the third thing, I guess, would be really just the tabloid media. We've talked about that on this channel, which is the reform. You know, the media needs to be reformed. So I see like three sort of spaces. I see paparazzi and sort of the infrastructural level of cities. I see sort of like security. And then the third place is the media. I feel like some petitions need to be made in those three areas. So what do you guys think? I see that online we have huge, huge, huge followings. I want to see the Sussexes safe, you know? The fact that I see so many people out there who don't really, really care, who don't really care about keeping the Sussexes safe, it really concerns me. The fact that our governmental and administrative structures in place don't even really care is of huge concern to me. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave you some time to sort of gather your thoughts and let that digest wherever you are sort of with your megaphone out there in the world speaking about the Sussexes, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or actually in real life, if it's on Facebook, if it's on Instagram, take a look at your friend group, you know, take a look at your circle and see, hey, like, would a petition be something that I could sort of strike up amongst my circles and my friends for the Sussexes? Because I think if we did it, I mean, I've seen Sussex Squad raise tons of money. I've seen Sussex Squad raise money for charities that the Sussexes support. I've seen the Sussex Squad, you know, really come to Harry and Meghan's aid on Twitter, you know, when those dissenting voices come storming through. So I know that there's a huge amount of power within this movement of people who's like encircling this little family when the government, when their own family would not. So give it a ponder, you know. Again, you can shoot me an email, you can put it in the comments, you can tell me in the next live chat. There's no pressure, but just give it a ponder. So I will leave it there. Guys, I'm hoping wherever you are, you're feeling safe, you're feeling loved. I hope that you're enjoying this beautiful weather that we've been having lately and soaking in the sun, getting off of the devices, you know, when you can, and really going out there, spending time with your family and your friends, and just enjoying life. Don't let miserable people pull you down because they do not deserve your happiness. Like my granddad used to say, don't ever let anybody take your smile away. So I'll leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Again, if you're watching this video after, please do hit the like and subscribe button, hit the little bell so you know whenever I post a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye guys. Bye. Bye.